assembly line. The Mona Lisa was stolen! But nobody gave a rat's ass about any of that because it was also the year that I first stepped onto the stage. I was known as Sweet Baby Mabel, the tiniest dancer. Little known fact, that Elton John song was written about me. Elton's grandfather had been a stagehand at the Palace Theater. He was always saying to me, "Hold my nose here, tiny dancer." It was his version of pull my finger. I guess the story got passed down through Elton's family, and he decided to write a song about it. He made billions off that damn song, and I never saw one red cent. I still call him once a month and ask him where my money is. "Elton," I say to him, "where's my money?" And he pretends to be a Chinaman. I used to have my own money, you know. As a child, I was the toast of the vaudeville circuit, which was fitting, really, since my act consisted of singing a song in the time it took to toast a piece of bread, and then eating that toast in one single bite as my big finish. It was the kind of thing to pass for entertainment in those days. People would line up around the block to see Sweet Baby Mabel, the tiniest dancer. 'Cause I didn't stay tiny for long eating all that toast. At the pinnacle of my success, I was eating 8 loaves of bread a night. It was horrible. I used to cry before every show, begging my mother not to make me go on, but go on I did. The song I sang was written as a duet, but I sang it as a solo because my mother didn't want me to split the profits with another performer. And so each night, my mouth full of toast, my mother prompting me from the wings, I would sing. I know you belong to somebody new, but tonight you belong to me. I wasn't close to my mother. She held me at arm's length, mostly because she was born with her elbows. My mother was also in show business. She was known as Zozo, the woman of 1,000 faces. At least that's what she told me. Turns out it wasn't actually her, but a series of strangers who picked me up from school each day. She had just the one face. When vaudeville began to die out, I tried to break into soundies. Other performers made the transition easily, but something about my voice kept me from getting work. Besides, all the roles for adorable young girls were already being taken by another adorable young girl, Shirley Temple. Every time you turned around, there was another picture coming out with Shirley Temple singing and dancing and pouting away into your heart. Little known fact, Shirley Temple never wore tap shoes. She made that sound with her abnormally long toenails. It sounds as though I resented her, but nothing could be farther from the truth. I loved her, and she loved me. Well, of course you've never heard about any of this. Hollywood is a fortress of secrets, and Shirley and I were one of them. We understood each other, you see. We were both child stars, we both had overbearing mothers, and we both loved to finger other girls. We were inseparable, we two. Siamese twins joined at the vagina. Finally, I wasn't a solo act anymore. Oh, everyone thought it was a phase. They all said we'd grow out of it, but our love prevailed. And it very nearly cost Shirley her career, too. You see, as she got older and began to lose some of her cherubic charms, the studio was desperate to protect her from anything that might harm her fading career, including me. They forced us to go on dates with men. Yes, it's true, I dated Sinatra. It was horrible. The man had a face like raw wood, gave me splinters every time he kissed me. Now, wait a minute, do I mean face? He got me drunk one night on Baby Duck and tried to do me. Little known fact, Baby Duck contains very little actual duck. I also dated Mickey Mouse. People say to me, Mabel, how come you dated Mickey Mouse? He's a cartoon character, for Christ's sake. Well, he was more man than most of the stars in Hollywood at that time. It was exhausting. It was all hands, that kid. In the end, the studio, in cahoots with my mother, married me off to Wellington P. Skeffington. Now, he was a skilled xylophone player and a lousy husband. Oh, he knew about me and Shirley. And he hated the fact that I would never love him. It used to fill him with rage, a rage that he took out on me. He would beat me with a tap shoe trying to make me hate her. But it didn't work. I would just close my eyes and imagine each blow was Shirley's giant big toe caressing my back. Oh, and Shirley hated him. One night, in a peyote and prescription drug-induced craze, Shirley shot Wellington in the face and killed him. Oh, of course, the studio covered that up like everything else. They had her appointed to a position with the United Nations. Had her shipped off to country after country in an attempt to keep us apart, but they needn't have bothered. I knew I had to break it off with her for her own good. I mean, what kind of life could I offer her? No one would hire me. Why should they? All I could do was eat toast. She had a good career. She was helping the world. She was better off without me. I told her, little known fact, Cheryl, there is no us in UN. She wanted to run away to an island together, some cockamamie scheme. She said she couldn't live without me, but I knew she could. I took the last of my toast savings, and I hired Naval Officer Charles Black to marry her and take her away from Hollywood, and he did, and I never saw her again. Little known fact, I still love her. And some nights, I imagine she's here with me. And we do a little soft shoe, her toenails scraping gracefully across the floor. And I take her in my arms and I hold her tightly. Oh, Shirley, I know